My skin won't stop growing. I noticed it 3 weeks ago. A small patch on my left forearm below the elbow felt tight, stretched too thin over the muscle. I thought it was a bruise or maybe I slept on it wrong. Up close it wasn't discolored, just swollen with a faint sour stink like old milk. I pressed it and it sagged under my finger, loose and heavy. I'm not a doctor, no insurance, so I ignored it hoping it'd stop. It didn't. By morning that patch had grown up my arm, a thick wave of extra skin burying hairs and freckles. It didn't hurt, that's the worst part. It just kept growing. 2 days later, I woke up to my fingers swallowed. Not gone, buried. My fingertips bulged with loose skin folding over my nails. I clawed at it with my other hand, but the folds jiggled and stretched more. I grabbed a kitchen knife and pressed it to my finger, desperate to cut it back, to find my real hand. The blade sank in and came out bloodless, the skin flapping open then growing shut. I stabbed again until the handle shook in my grip. Nothing stopped it. That's when I cried, not from pain, I wish it was pain, but because I was losing myself under all this flesh. By the end of the week, it reached my shoulders. My arms hung heavy, draped in sagging skin that swayed when I moved. Every step dragged like I carried wet laundry. A rotten smell clung to me now, like meat left out too long. In the bathroom mirror shirtless, I watched my chest swell with rolls of new flesh. My breathing turned shallow, not failing lungs, but a torso smothered under the weight. I tapped my chest with a knuckle and heard a faint muffled thud, my heart drowning inside. I stopped going out. My neck thickened, jaw sinking into folds, lips lost in the growth. I couldn't eat solids, just broth through a straw, and even that's harder. Last night I woke to my voice, a low moan, not from my mouth but my stomach. I tore off the blanket and stared. The skin there, swollen and unblemished, rippled like something pushed inside. It stank worse now, sharp and rancid like a dead animal. I pressed my buried hand against it and felt a pulse, not mine, something else. I watched for hours as the ripples grew. Then a split appeared, a thin, bloodless seam across my abdomen. It widened, smelling sour and wet like spoiled meat. I looked inside. No muscle, no organs, just a dark sagging hollow with a fat pale thing squirming in the shadows. It was huge, a giant maggot, thick and glistening with tiny black eyes dotting its head. It writhed inside me, pushing against the sagging walls, its body pulsing as it grew. I stared and felt bile rise I couldn't spit out. I don't know what's happening, if this skin is feeding it or if it's eating me. I'm still here trapped, my memories slipping, mom's voice, rain's smell, my dog's nudge gone. The split's wider now. Pale, slick tendrils coil from it, digging into my flesh, pulling me apart. I can't move much, just type this with 2 swollen fingers begging someone to read it before I'm nothing. If you find me, if anything's left, don't touch me. Don't let this spread. I don't know what it is, but it's not done. It's still growing, hungry.